will be reacted to. Now, as you can tell, I'm not energetic right now. I'm starving. Got some Hot Pockets here, 2 of them. But of course, they're hot, so every time I fix these, I have to wait for them to cool down, which makes me even more hungry. Back to Wolf at the Door. Yeah, freak. I'm not doing well today. MOP fanfic reading Grimdark by the Lost Narrator. I literally just searched up MOP Grimdark, found this, reacting to it. I was going to do this right here. Okay, this is not my watch later playlist. Never mind. Biodome by Nostalgia Critics, Tyler Bacano. We're going to do that. But can you stop? I tell you not. You know, so whenever you load into YouTube, the video immediately starts playing, right? Well, while I was getting things set up, I clicked it. It started playing immediately. Before I could even go and pause the video, because I paused the video pretty quickly right when it starts playing so I don't get spoiled on anything. Before I was able to pause it, there was cuss words. At least 2 that I heard, then I paused it, didn't hear no more. But I paused it. It was only like maybe 3 seconds in. So I'm not doing that. I'm not going to spend the time to edit that today. That's not going to happen. So I'm doing this when I have seen this Grimdark before. I have. But it's been a little while. I did not many cuss words in it compared to the one I would be reacting to. So I might do that tomorrow. I might do that one tomorrow then. I was going to do it today, but I'm recording late. It's 4:18. The video should be almost done editing by this point. So, yeah. Had to go to the store. Because I'm poor. That made no sense. But, let's do it. The video literally should have almost been done editing by now. But whatever. If there's a cuss word, this is not bad, I don't think.
As she walked through the house she and her family lived in. Applejack and Big Mac were both out working in the orchards, and Granny Smith was off in town buying something.
I forgot my drink. You know what? I'll be back. I may or may not edit this out if I remember or not. I'll be back. Freak, man. Dang. I'm the only one drinking out of this. I got to keep that going. Whether I'm tired or not, I got to keep that going no matter what.
Or other. That left Apple Bloom in the house, all alone. Normally, Apple Bloom would
remember
be
that
up for some
one where
hilarious
AJ was so
hijinks with her friends
superstitious?
Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle. But
the word?
today, Scootaloo was bogged down after school for not
course she
doing
was.
her homework. And Sweetie Belle was helping Rarity with getting a big order of clothes for Carousel Boutique done.
Of course she
The
was
little
too.
filly was only packaging the dresses and other items, but it would still
So you
take
could be right
most
there then.
of the afternoon.
You could
which
be
left
there.
Apple Bloom here, alone. The little filly sat on the couch in the sitting room, chewing a bit of apple she had
You
just
could be over there,
taken.
sweetie.
It had
You
been
don't have to
freshly
be there
plucked not 2
with
hours
her.
ago from the
You could be
trees
there
in
with
the
her.
orchard closest to the
Y'all
house,
understand?
and it tasted delicious. Smiling slightly,
Oh, before I forget to tell you, I want to let y'all know. I am in the process of working on a song, another one. I have done 3 songs since I got my computer back. So, since I got this new machine, I have done 3 songs, which is impressive for me, because normally it takes me months to freaking write one. So that's pretty impressive for me. I've had a lot stored up in here. But, I'm doing a song. It's going to be about Springtrap from Final Fantasy Freddy 3. Listen! I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. Okay, a video game song. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time. So when I get done with it, I'll let y'all hear it. It may or may not be good depending on what your preference is. You'll see it whenever I get done with it. I got 2 more verses to write, and then I can start recording it. And then I'll let y'all listen to it. It might be pretty good. I don't know. The beat's pretty good. The beat's fire. So hopefully my lyrics can go with it. And be also fire. We'll
Apple
see.
Bloom pondered
I'll keep y'all
what she was
updated on it,
going
though.
to do with herself this afternoon.
Well, I could always
What you gonna do
draw
with yourself?
something.
Hold up, pause.
She muttered loudly.
There, what'd you say?
I never thought you could get this bored.
This was a common sentiment she spoke
I
every
did.
time she couldn't be with her friends.
Uh-huh.
Apple Bloom was just about to leave the room to grab some art supplies when she heard a knock at the door. Stopping in
Excuse
her
me?
tracks for a moment, she turned to look at the door.
Hello?
Ah, good. Someone's in there. Someone's home.
No.
The voice was deep, but not as deep as her brother's voice. It sounded odd, though, as if the pony speaking was choking
Not
on
even
a
my
thick
voice is
piece
as
of
deep as
bread.
his voice, bro.
Who's there?
Oh,
Yo, daddy.
just a friend.
Came back with the I'm
The
sorry.
voice
Wait a
said
minute.
somewhat
I just remembered. Oh, your grandfather. What about? I'm not. Never mind. I'm the pears. Her dad's dead, by the way. I forgot about that.
Instantly.
A friend?
Apple
Nah, her
Bloom's
dad went to go get
ears
the milk and never
perked
came back.
up, and she smiled, remembering basic
I gotta make that joke every
safety
time, I'm sorry.
first. She cleared her throat and asked,
Do I know you?
No.
Not yet, you don't.
Oh, I was
it
about to say the
said
same thing.
somewhat ominous. Apple Bloom felt a cold shiver of fear run down her back.
I think that maybe you should leave.
Hey now. I didn't
There's a door
mean to
between you
scare
and the demon.
I just
can't get
meant
through.
that
Well, it
since
probably
we
could. It
hadn't
will.
met before, there was no way we could have been friends.
Well, I guess that makes sense. But I'm still not sure about all this.
I don't blame you for being skeptical.
The voice said in an understanding tone.
Just open the door. I'll just wait out here and we can talk some more. See if I seem like the kind of guy you want to be around.
Apple Bloom trotted cautiously to the door.
Why are you at
and
my
opened
door,
it
though?
Just a crack. To her amazement,
Don't make me
surprise,
get
and
ghetto
utter
up in here,
horror,
bro, because I
the
will.
voice belonged to a
I
rather
will. I got no
large
issue with
timber
that.
wolf. The filly slammed the door shut as fast as she could, her back pressed against it, hoping her
Pressed
frail
against it.
form
His
would be
teeth are
enough
gonna
to
go
hold
straight
back
through
the
it.
monster that lurked out there, just beyond her door on the front porch.
I was afraid that would happen.
You're a timber wolf!
Yes, I am.
Duh.
But I'm not like any other timber wolf you've ever met.
Apple Bloom's heart was still racing, but she took those words
really?
into consideration
Oh, really?
nonetheless.
Okay.
Well, I've never heard of a timber wolf talking before.
See?
For real.
I'm not like them. They're heartless monsters. But
Uh-huh.
I'm not. I assure
Okay.
you that I'm different.
You can talk.
Apple Bloom slowly
worse than
turned
they
to
are.
the door and opened it just a tad. She took a look at the timber wolf. He didn't seem too bad. He looked rather sad, really.
My bad.
His eyes were not filled with the wrathful cunningness of a normal timber wolf, but rather something closer to empathy.
Well,
He's like Meowth from Pokemon. Toms have to talk to do evil.
Apple Bloom opened the door.
Have you
a bit
watched
wider.
Pokemon? Freaking
you don't
Apple
look
Bloom.
like
I
you're
forgot your
that
name for a
bad.
minute.
How come you came here? Why'd you leave the forest?
For real?
Or wherever
Answer
you
me.
lived?
Answer me.
The timber
Answer her.
wolf
Her.
looked
She's a her.
saddened by
not
these
a me.
words.
Answer her.
Well, as you can tell, I'm smarter than most timber wolves. I can talk and I can
Yeah.
feel.
Uh-huh.
Naturally, I was conflicted about killing and eating animals and sometimes even ponies.
They're animals
Apple Bloom
too.
shuddered.
Could have said animals and they would have left
But
it
you
at that.
didn't hurt any pony, right?
The timber wolf glanced to the side, then back at Apple Bloom.
Close
Ponies,
the
I
door.
left my clan. I couldn't be around with them anymore. They were far
Close
too dangerous.
the door.
So I wandered the forest, so very lonely, eating logs to stay alive. Because we're made of wood, us timberwolves can survive on wood alone, but we do need to eat meat sometimes to give us energy.
How'd you learn to speak then?
Apple Bloom asked curiously.
Yeah. Meow.
The timber wolf began
Ow.
to smile.
Ah, that is rather interesting. Ponies sometimes wander into the forest, and I learned to speak from them. I am a very fast learner, you see.
Why'd you come here, though? Why to Sweet Apple Acres?
Why?
The timber wolf smiled.
Answer her,
faded.
buddy.
It's very lonely wandering the forest. I often peeked at your town
If you
through the
fall for
edge
this
of the
Apple Bloom,
trees in the
I
forest.
swear on
I always
everything,
seem to come back to your farm, though.
I would disown
His
you as a
grin
pony.
returned.
You'll be going
Timberwolves
back
live
up for
very
auction.
long, so I've been observing your family since your
Ah,
parents were very
dang.
young.
My
I
bad.
must say, out of all the apples, I liked you the best.
Why me?
Apple Bloom
Because she's a filly. She's a female horse. A small. You weird. He weird. I'm not weird. He
asked,
weird.
slightly bamboozled, yet flattered
He
at the
weird.
same time.
You've got this sort of carefree spirit that the others lack. All of your family are good, hardworking ponies,
He's underage.
but they are very reserved.
I gotta stop.
You
I
seem
gotta
to have a
stop.
spark to you that makes you so much more than they are.
Apple Bloom smiled.
You aren't bad for a Timberwolf at all, you know that? What's your
You're an
name?
idiot.
The Timberwolf
Great, my
looked
bad.
confused.
Name?
Yeah, what'd you call yourself?
The Timberwolf shrugged.
I guess I do not have a name then. Timberwolves do not have names for each other. And I've never had long enough contact with a pony to have a name for myself, I suppose.
Then name yourself.
The Timberwolf cocked his head.
Well, I suppose I could.
He pondered this for a moment, thinking over what to call himself. After a few
Titan?
moments, he reached his decision.
I think I want to be named Twig.
Twig? You ain't twig-like at all. You're big and the opposite.
Well, I like it. So that's good enough for me.
I can't argue with that.
Apple Bloom admitted.
Shall we go for a walk?
No.
I tire of standing cramped on the porch.
Apple Bloom
I'm
thought
not even
for a
at my door
moment,
to leave.
then nodded her head. The Timberwolf smiled, and the two set off down into Sweet Apple Acres.
So, what's it like being a Timberwolf?
Apple Bloom asked, at a weak attempt to make conversation.
Apple Bloom, you're going back up for auction. I'm not doing this. Leaving Timberwolves at my house and everything. No, not doing it. I'm sorry, but you gotta go. Took off $1,000. Go ahead and give it to me. My bad. 1,000 bits. Sorry. I got my currency mixed up, you see. 200,000 bits. Who wants her?
Well, as I've said, it's very lonely. The forest is dark
sure,
and my
buddy.
brethren are not as intelligent as me.
You've told me that already.
Apple Bloom said,
Get the
her
good
voice
part.
carried
When
a
you gonna kill
twang
me?
of
How you gonna kill me?
annoyance.
When?
Is there
How?
anything else you can tell me?
No. I avoid thinking about the horrible forest. It's
I'm
why I
sure
came
you
to
do.
Ponyville. To see innocent foals like you. It reminds me that there is still good
I'm
here.
telling you, he's a
much greater
predator.
good outside the crippling dark of the woods.
You've been out here before?
Why, yes. I'm afraid I wasn't completely honest before. While I have
There's
been...
your red flag. Okay, Apple Bloom, do not run. I gotta chew this real quick. But you gotta chew it. If I don't chew it, I die.
observing your family for quite some time.
Okay, Apple Bloom, don't run. Here's what you do. You tell him you gotta go put some boots on because you need to put some boots on, or you could die. He's pretty smart. Okay, tell him. Here's what you tell him. You tell him this. You tell him this. Tell him that you gotta go inside. Don't get a shovel because then he'll remember from AJ and know you're trying to kill him. Tell him you gotta go inside. Gotta get some buckets to buck some of the apple trees, okay? Or barrels or whatever you want to call it. So you can put on the tree so you can buck them down. Okay, tell him you gotta do that. Tell him he can follow you back. And you'll be right back out. Okay? Once you get inside, close the door and never come back out. Don't come back out. Just don't come back out. Because if you do, he will kill you. You got a better chance of being inside than out. Okay? I'm just saying. He lied. He's been haunting your family. And you want to be near this dude? You stupid! I hit the wrong button.
I've been doing other things about Ponyville.
They'll record him. We good.
Now that we're friends, I suppose I can tell you this.
Apple Bloom was beginning to feel that sinking feeling set in again. She wasn't very comfortable
Ow.
around Twig, even though he seemed nice. Now, with this new foreboding information, she was just a step away from panic.
What have you been doing when you were out the other times?
She asked
He been
carefully.
doing?
That is not
Sorry.
important.
the Timberwolf said.
Not important.
Although Applebloom suspected
Bet.
it was
Bet,
very
bro.
important.
Bet.
What's important is that I've finally got a new friend.
The Timberwolf took a step closer to Applebloom, who took a small step
Punch.
back.
Punch you in your
I'm
little snap.
flattered that you call me a friend, but I'd
I'm not.
really like to know more about you before I can really be your friend.
Yup.
Something happened to Twig. His glowing eyes that on any other Timberwolf would instill terror into the hearts of a pony, dimmed a bit. He seized up slightly and gave about an air to himself that showed he was near panic, something that both beings here exhibited.
No.
He whispered,
Why not, buddy?
breaking the icy
Why not?
silence that had rested over the couple.
No. I just found you. You can't go away. I finally found another.
I won't go.
Applebloom said, raised voice quivering slightly from the sheer fear that was beginning to accompany the uncomfortable feeling that was setting in.
If you just tell me what you were doing in Ponyville the other times.
The Timberwolf shook his head, his eyes closed, as if trying to dislodge some
What
sort
were you
of horrible
doing,
creature
Twig?
which had nested upon his head branches.
You like Twiggy? Twiggy the Biggity?
No. If you know,
What were you doing, Twiggy the Biggity? What were you doing? I want to know right now, Twiggy the Biggity. Go ahead and tell me.
want me around anymore. You'll go
You're
and get
right.
the others and I'll be gone.
I don't want you around right now.
Applebloom tried to speak.
The others aren't
But
here
her
with me.
voice
I mean, the others
failed
are
her.
here with. The others are here with me. That's the thing. The others are here. Let me go get them real quick. Run to your house, close the door, and never come back out. Woo!
What had happened to the smooth, calm Twig who had stood in front of her porch not but 20 minutes ago? What had suddenly changed? Even
You.
as she thought this question, she knew its answer.
No!
Applebloom shrieked, and a huge claw scooped her up before she could even react. Fear had glued her to her spot, allowing for her
You
capture
dumb.
to be flawless on part of the Timberwolf.
You mustn't know!
Applebloom was now sobbing. What was going on? What had he done? He was moving. He was moving fast.
Huge pony!
Very fast. He had to run on all fours, so each time a front paw hit the ground, pain shot through Applebloom as the branches and splinters along the crushing grip of Twig pressed into her.
Twig!
She screamed through the pain and tears. The beast ignored her, breaking out into a run. How had this situation changed so quickly? She swiveled her head,
Shut the question,
her
AB.
face being mashed
Shut
into
the
the
que- I
dirt
didn't question.
as
Shut
another
up.
painful claw struck the
I
ground.
didn't question.
She saw where they were headed.
Shut the
towards
question,
gloomy,
AB.
ever-free forest.
That's your fault.
Twig!
She called out one last time, but this was not a scream. It was a soft sob, a small sigh, knowing that he wouldn't hear her as he thundered through the creeping forest. With each bound, she could feel the pain increasing. About halfway
You about to
through,
die.
she shouted in pain as she felt a snap, which could have easily
Woo! That one caught me off guard, not gonna lie. But again, shouldn't have asked questions, AB. I did not ask questions. Shut up. I didn't ask nothing. Shouldn't have asked questions.
just have been a forehoof as one of her ribs. Countless cuts, scrapes, gashes, and other lesions had formed from the subbing branches and splinters of wood. The deadly advance continued, with its constricting grip making it harder to breathe, and the blazing pain making it harder for her to stay lucid. After what seemed like an eternity of agony, they began to slow. Twig was still muttering, and other various words,
know, then
all
it would be a
unidentifiable,
problem, but then there-
as they were now in a slow walk.
I can't allow you to do
Applebloom,
this.
almost
It's not
numb to the pain,
No.
looked around groggily.
No.
Blood loss had made it harder for her
Yes.
to stay awake.
can't. It's not-
But with each step the Timberwolf
can. It
made,
is.
the pain kept her all too awake.
We're here. A place where we can stay. Friends. Forever.
They were in a very dark part of the forest. The trees were thick together, and the sun had most likely set in the time it took to get there. Large fireflies sent beams of light
Okay.
around, but that only
Twiggity biggity. How is she gonna eat it a badidity? The freak, that made no freaking sense. Okay, Twiggity Biggity, listen. How the freak is she gonna eat? She can't eat wood. Can't eat wood. What the freak did I? She can't eat wood. What the freak? She can't eat wood, so what's she gonna eat? She can eat you. Well, you're all wood. Never mind.
Only seemed to
Oh.
serve to make the place all more terrifying, with shadows they cast being warped by Apple Bloom's fading mind into horrible, horrible things. Twig set her down on the bed of leaves. Apple Bloom couldn't move 3 of her limbs, including both of her forehooves, which were bent into odd angles. She sobbed once more as pain shot up her battered spine from being set down.
You're hurt.
His eyes were not shining maliciously.
Really?
They were not full of anger
Oh,
or
come
evil
on,
intent
please.
or
I
glee
spit.
or pride. They were filled with genuine concern, and behind that, panic. This made it all more frightening to Apple Bloom, however. Her breath came in short gasps as the Timberwolf stood over her. She moaned, her mouth filling with
Get help.
blood and a bit of
Not
bile.
gonna happen.
She spat out the horrible mixture and blinked lazily, everything swimming in and out of focus.
Get help.
I can't, Apple Bloom. Why can't you see that? If I try and get help, they will think me a monster and chase me away, and by then it will be too late.
Bring me back, please. Get my sister.
I'll treat you myself. I've got some plants around here that you could chew on to numb the pain.
Twig ambled away, leaving Apple Bloom to take in her surroundings. She seemed to be enclosed in a
How
space
dumb are
that
you?
was ringed by fallen trees. There
Well,
were
you are made of
strange
wood,
dark
so pretty
mounds
dumb.
around her leaf
But you said you were
bed.
smart.
Trying to sit up, she cried out in pain as her
Have you
spine
heard of those ponies in Ponyville? Such a question or whatever. Have you heard of them? Because they seem to love every bad guy that they come in contact with. Sunset Shimmer. Starlight Glimmer. Trixie. That guy from the movie Magic, Magic Mirror or whatever. Her. Let's see. Who else we got? Now I know there's more than that. Give me a second. Tempest Shadow. Her last name's not Shadow, is it? It is. I got good. There's more. They really did not reform as many villains as people say they do. I mean, they reform a lot of villains. Don't give me Gloriosa Daisy. That's another one. They do a lot, but a lot of them they don't, like the Sirens. For right here, Somber, Chrysalis, Tyric, Cozy Glow. I mean, they really don't reform. I mean, they could have. Discord, they reformed him. I gotta shut up.
protested any movement.
Dog.
She might try to.
Nah, y'all see that? Freak, I have a driver update. I better
Wake.
hurry up and end this
She
recording
fell
before
back
it ends
down,
itself.
letting loose another cough that spewed bodily fluid onto her damp chest. A passing firefly illuminated her surroundings better as she gasped in horror. The dark mounds were skeletons. The clearing was full of about 6 or 7 of them, and they laid in various positions of contortion and agony. Many of them had crushed bones around the chest and legs. One
Just
skull
like you, baby.
had been caved in.
The missing falls.
It was all too clear to Apple Bloom now. She knew why it was impossible for the Timberwolf to go get help. She now knew why it was impossible for him to tell her why he was in Ponyville the other times. She now knew why the conversation had suddenly taken a turn for the worst, and why she was now suffering, alone in the forest. As the world swam again,
And now
she
you know
looked
he ain't
over at
getting help.
Twig,
You gonna die.
who was rushing over, screaming something she could not hear.
It
The
is what it
blood
is.
loss was too heavy.
Just trying to ask
the pain
questions?
was no longer able to keep her awake.
Just did what I
As she
said.
drifted into an inky black
That's okay.
void. Blood and vomit
Also, how did
gurgled
their
in the
skeleton-
back of her
Shut up. How did their sorry, Lost? Don't. I'm sorry. That was. How did they already? How did they already become skeletons already? How did they become skeletons already? I don't. That.
throat, and Twig desperately tried to fix the mess he had created for the 8th time. She just wished she knew why. Yet, as the lights finally faded for good, Apple Bloom knew exactly why. As Twig was able to frantically shout one more word to her before her hearing finally went.
Friend!
Want a friend, okay? I'm gonna give a proposal. Proposition. No, not. Never mind. I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend, Twig. I'll be your friend. I will be your friend. Only thing is. Never mind. Never mind. Give me a girl. What? They might be dying by the time you bring them to me, but I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Yep, I'm gonna stop there. Nah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I decided very much against it. Very much against it. So I'm not. I'm not saying what I was thinking of. No. It made more sense, and it didn't really rhyme. Now that I'm saying it in my head, it's not really rhyming. But if y'all can think about what I'm saying in the comments, or think about what if y'all comment down below what I'm thinking, I'll let y'all know. But until then, y'all are not gonna know. No way. Hope you guys did enjoy. There wasn't a cuss word to edit out, so all I have to do is edit out the beginning and the end when I do this, and then the back I edit that out, and then I can just upload this video like that. It has to export and all that, but yeah, I was gonna edit that other video. Nah, no way. So I'll do that other video, the biodome video tomorrow. Plus, oh my gosh, bubbles. Plus the don't hug me, I'm scared. I'll do that tomorrow as well. And I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I got a very late start in this, so that's why I'm not doing that today. But I'll do it tomorrow. Hope you guys did enjoy. Subscribe. Subscribe and comment, notification, share. Hope you guys did enjoy. I just said that already. And as always, peace out.